Welcome to Southern California. It's early November, if you can believe it. That's why we're outside. Today, we're going to talk about egress windows and everything you need to know about egress windows, whether you're building, remodeling, or just staying safe.
It's one of the most commonly overlooked codes in a home, and it's a really important one.
That's right. It really is. Okay, so first off, Duncan, can you tell us what is exactly an egress window?
An egress window is an opening in any sleeping area, mostly bedrooms, that is your escape route. And it is extremely, extremely important. If it's not the right size, you may not be able to get out. And also a firefighter with all of that equipment may not be able to get in to rescue you. So it's extremely important, and it comes with some very specific detail.
Got it. Well, we talk about safety all of the time. It's top of our list. So, egress makes sense to really discuss the details of it. So let's jump into it, shall we?
It's the law.
Let's jump into section number 1. It's the law. Duncan, can you tell us a little bit about that?
I can. So every U.S. state adopts the International Residential Code, or, for example, in California, Title 24. And that governs exactly what needs to happen for egress, whether it be a door or a window out of any sleeping area. And if it doesn't have that, it's not legally a bedroom.
Got it. Well, so that's really important because that's important for homeowners and renters.
It is. And it can affect your property values, your insurance coverage, and the legality of a rental property.
Right, right. So absolutely, do not be afraid to ask those questions. You think they're tough questions and it doesn't matter, but it really does. So ask the questions just to be safe. Okay, section number 2, the right size can save lives. Duncan, can you talk to us a little bit about egress compliancy so that our viewers can check the size of the windows to make sure that they meet code?
I can. First of all, a little education. So the Latin word where egress comes from means going out or getting out. So that is the whole purpose of this. And here's what's really important. It's not the size of the window frame that matters. It's the clear daylight opening. It's the part that you can actually get out that matters.
Okay, that makes sense. So can you tell me what are the specs? What are the specific specs?
I can. So there's 4 or 5 different things you need to know. Number 1, the minimum opening width has got to be 20 inches. This is after you've opened your window from the opening side of the frame to whatever the other part of the window is that you've opened has to be 20 inches. It's not when it's closed, it's not half of the window. The height has to be a minimum of 24 inches. Same criteria. It also has to be a combined opening of 5.7 square feet. So you can't have one thing and not the other and then not have 5.7 square feet. And on top of all that, it cannot start more than 44 inches from the ground.
Okay.
We don't want it to be difficult to get out. If the window's too high and, starts up here, you can't even get out. You're not going to make it out in the case of a fire.
I would be jumping and not make it.
Yeah. And then really the idea is it's got to be big enough for you to get out or a first responder to get in.
Right. Wow. I mean, that makes perfect sense to me. And so what you're saying is you have all of these different size requirements, but you kind of have this net size requirement.
Yes.
Got it. Okay, well, that makes a lot of sense then, for sure. Now, this next section is going to be really important. Are you ready?
I'm always ready.
Okay, section number 3, pitfalls. Let's get into the real pit of egress windows, shall we? Can you talk to me about the first pitfall, please?
Yeah. I mean, you've got to make sure that the actual opening that you're dealing with is the right size.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's not just the size, but actually the opening of the window is what you're talking about, right?
Yes.
Okay. So Yeah, I mean, oftentimes we think, oh, well, we've got this window and it seems like a really big window, but then, once you actually open the window, because you could have a part of a window that doesn't open and a part that does open,
yeah,
you can't get through that.
Let me give you a perfect example. We see this all the time. A 6-foot window, 3 feet high, looks like a big window. But when somebody splits it into 3 parts and makes it, for example, an XOX, you don't meet egress on either of the operable sizes, even though it's a 6-foot wide window. It's a huge mistake.
Absolutely. So it's the actual opening size, not the window size.
Part that you can get out.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Great. So what's the next pitfall?
Making sure that the opening part is within 44 inches of the floor. Again, as I said earlier, it doesn't do you any good if the beginning of the opening is 60, 65, 70 inches off the ground. Half the people in the world wouldn't be able to get to it to even be able to get out.
Yeah, well, I mean, case in point right here.
I wasn't going to say anything.
Pretty sure I wouldn't be able to get out that window. Oh, goodness. Well, so let's jump to the next pitfall. Let's see. What do we have here?
Furniture.
Oh, my gosh. You don't think about it, right? I mean, especially me, I like just decorating. I mean, you know me.
I do know you.
And I put stuff everywhere, of course, because you want it to look good. But there's actually a reason to not, for safety.
Yep. So blocking the underside of your bedroom window with something that you can't move quickly in the case of a fire. Remember, you're only going to have a very short amount of time if there's a fire. If you need to get furniture movers in to move your furniture before you can get out of the window, that's going to be a big problem. So, if it's a bed that you're sleeping in that's in front of the window that is already there and actually can help you get out of the window, that might be okay. But if you've got something else that would not allow you to get up and out the window, that's a big problem.
Sure. That makes a lot of sense, actually. Okay, any other pitfalls?
Yeah, just using the wrong window type.
Okay.
I've mentioned in previous episodes, an awning window that doesn't open more than 30 degrees would be a really bad idea for a bedroom. So again, making sure you've got that 5.7 square feet of actual width and height is critical to being able to get out of your windows.
Okay, so what you're talking about now is window styles. That can actually be a pitfall.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Don't pick the wrong one. Check with an expert.
Yes, absolutely check with an expert. And so actually, I think that should be something that we really dive into a little bit more. Should we talk about the different window styles and how they can impact whether or not they meet egress or not?
Great idea.
I think we should get some props.
Some props.
Let's get some props and see if we can find Savvy. I think she was getting everything ready for us.
It's going to be a small window.
Well, what she was doing was pointing to everyone to get it ready for her.
That's why we call her the director.
That's why we call her the director. All right, before let's go do that. Let's go find her and get into the next section. Well, thank you, Savvy. Thank you for setting up this beautiful window display where we're going to talk about section 4 of our episode about egress. We're going to be talking about the different window styles and how they can or cannot meet egress. So Duncan, can you tell me, wait a minute, Duncan, where's Daddy? Where'd Duncan go?
Here I am.
Well,
Hi, Savvy. How are you? So this is a horizontal slider. Let me just show you.
It does slide.
It does slide. And I'm going to show you how you check to see if it meets egress. When the window is in its fully open position, you measure the daylight opening. This is 20.5 inches. So this just meets egress, even though it's a pretty good sized window.
That's actually amazing. I thought this window was huge, but you're just talking about the opening and it barely meets egress, or at least one part.
Definitely meets it in the height because it's 37 inches. And that, I can tell you by doing some small math, that makes more than 5.7 square feet. And it's within 44 inches of the ground. So this works for egress.
Okay, well, thank you. Can you come back around over here, please? There you are. Thank you for taking those measurements. And so this window does meet egress.
It does.
It meets the specs. It does everything. Shall Savvy and I attempt?
Let's try it.
Okay.
I'll be Vanna.
Okay.
Ta-da!
Ready? Come on, Sav. Let's see if we can get through the, oh, thank you.
Don't fall.
I wish you were a firefighter.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Hey, it means egress.
It does.
Okay, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Got right in and out. Well, out or in.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure, but it worked.
It did.
Fantastic. Well, so this is a horizontal slider. It meets egress. Let's go to a horizontal slider that does not meet egress, shall we?
Let's do it.
Okay, it's right over here. Okay, so we are in front of a horizontal slider that does not meet egress. So Duncan, can you explain a little bit about why this window does not meet egress for us, please? And Savvy?
Savvy, should we go and see? So, as you can see, a little dog like Savvy fits through this window no problem, but it certainly doesn't meet egress. This window in its fully open position only opens 15 inches. Even though it's more than 24 inches height, it doesn't meet the 20-inch part, it doesn't meet the 5.7 square feet, and it is within 44 inches of the ground, but still not big enough. Let's look at this one up here. Can I hand you Savvy?
You can try. Oh, nice.
So again, even though I can get a little dog out through there, this window's 57 inches from the ground. Can you imagine trying to get out of this window?
I don't think I can make it.
It doesn't meet the width requirement.
Nope.
It doesn't meet the height requirement. It doesn't meet the within 44 inches of the ground, and it certainly is not 5.7 square feet. So it's a big fail.
Yeah, clearly big fail. I mean, it's really interesting, isn't it? Because we showed the same window style, two egress windows, two horizontal sliders, one that meets egress and two that clearly don't meet egress in so many different ways.
Yeah. And look how much bigger this lower window is than the upper one, and it still does not qualify.
Because again, it is the opening. This is what we keep talking about. It's the opening. It's not the total window. The total window. All right. Are there any other window styles? I know horizontal slider is one of the most popular windows that is offered here in Southern California, something that is, very high in demand. Is there another really popular window style that can meet egress?
Absolutely. Single hung windows. Single hung windows can meet egress. You just have to make sure, again, that you have the correct width, the correct height, the correct overall square footage, and they have to start within 44 inches of the ground.
Exactly. And the key is it's the opening, right? Definitely the opening.
It is.
Okay, fantastic. Now, is there another window style that also can meet egress?
Yes.
It's one of my favorites.
Casement windows. That's what we have in our house. They are beautiful. Architects love them. One little pro tip that I want you to all be aware of is casement windows, and we're talking about the ones that crank out. Let me show you. If this was a casement, it would hinge. Depending on the manufacturer, the hinges or the cranks can be in different places. Not all casement windows hinge from the very corner. Most of them these days actually pivot from about 3 or 4 inches inside the frame. So when you crank it out, it actually ends up like this. This is where you measure from, not from here. So be careful you don't get the wrong size casement windows. And if you're close on size, make sure you order a window that has an actual corner hinge. And then make sure it meets all of the criteria.
Okay, well, fantastic. So then my favorite window can, in fact, meet egress?
Absolutely.
Okay, so casement windows can. But again, just like we were talking about with single hung and with horizontal sliders, casement windows, it's all about that clear opening to make sure that that clear opening meets egress.
Yeah. Now, a question for you. Do you know which window never meets egress?
Oh, my goodness. Should I know this? Yes,
You
I should.
know this.
I'm going to go with awning windows.
No.
Oh, I know.
Okay. Second chance.
Picture window.
There you go. Yes. Don't ever buy a picture window for a bedroom if you don't have a door or another window that meets egress.
Right. So I think, now that we've wrapped up our escape plan with all of these different windows, and Savvy is nice and safe. Thank you, Savvy. I know she really wants to show us a video for Safety with Savvy, but I do just want to make sure to mention that it is really important that you ask these questions and you talk to a window and door specialist who knows these answers, because egress is such an important part when you're dealing with replacing windows in a space that needs to have windows.
All sleeping areas.
All sleeping areas. That would be all for Savvy.